Hey, Facebook family. I am super excited again um, to share some news with you. So I sent an invite. Um, yeah, so we'll wait for him to come on to make that announcement. My name is Beth Campbell. I am a CBD advocate and educator. I'm a life coach and a mom of two teenagers. And I am bringing on my Campbell to share some news and just share some value with you. Hopefully, some things that will be helpful to some folks. If you are watching this on the replay, please let us know that. If you're watching live, absolutely say hi and let us know that you're hanging out with us. If you feel like this might be some good, fun information to share with someone, please hit the share button and share it out. Facebook's taking its time. Oh, his dad's saying try again. Alrighty. Well, it says I sent it to you, Dad. Oh, here we go. Let's try this. It says you're already in a broadcast, Dad. Um, Always something new and exciting with Facebook. Hi, Tony. How are you, babe? Let's see what happens. I should just start talking, right? Because then it will cooperate. So I guess I'll start with a little bit of our story. So I actually knew about CBD because of my dogs. I had a dog with seizures, and I had a dog that, these are two separate timelines. I also had a dog with lymphoma, and in both cases, CBD was really helpful. It helped improve their quality of life, and it was something that it just became natural. I'm so glad to hear that, Tony. So, fast forward a bit, I was actually on one of my local neighbors' Facebook groups, and saw someone post, and they said, "Do you want to learn more about CBD oil? If so, comment below, and I'll add you to my education group." So I had been considering it for our family for some time. Um, but I think I had some misconceptions and wasn't sure what to think. So I was all about that education group. I wanted to learn more. Um, so, oh, here we go. Okay, now it's going to work. So again, if you're on here live with us, please say hello. Let us know that you're with us tonight. And let's see if Facebook cooperates. But yeah, that's how I got introduced to CBD. And I decided, from what I learned, that it was a good fit for our family. We started using it and finding really tremendous benefits. And gosh, so grateful. So that was back in December. I really started providing more education in probably, I'd have to go back and look, probably February of last year. There he is. Hey, Dad.
You got to be smarter than the telephone.
Oh my gosh. Facebook Live always throws me curves. It's just the way that it is. So thanks for coming on tonight, Dad.
Well, it's a pleasure. I'm excited to share a little bit tonight.
Yes, yes. So I was doing some ad lib introductions while we were getting Facebook to cooperate. Will you go ahead and do your introduction?
Sure. My name's Richard Campbell. I'm a retired city bus driver. Did that for 15 years and retired 6 years ago. I actually have got a part-time job, which is kind of fun. I do Uber and Lyft, and with this business, it's fun because everybody that jumps in my car is a captive audience, and so I've got a little button there that says "Ask me about CBD," and I just wait for them to ask me the question.
And how often would you say they ask you the question? How often are people curious?
Oh, 9 out of 10 people. It's
Fun.
some of them will get in and say, "Hey, I like your button." Well, I know I'm right in a good audience at that time. But anyway, I can gotta kind of back up a little bit. I'm diving right into this, but anyway, I got introduced to this by my lovely daughter uh, around Christmas time, and I actually got my bottle uh, day before Christmas, so it was quite a Christmas present for me. But to give a little history, is I had an intervention from my ex-wife and my stepdaughter back in November. Uh, they were seeing my health deteriorate. I was probably at my highest weight I'd ever been in my life, and they were saying it taking its toll on me. And they got with me and suggested a high protein, low carb diet. Uh, and it's a pretty simple diet, not real extravagant, not real fancy, but I had had some success years ago when I went through the military academy. I had to lose a bunch of weight real quick. And I remember losing that weight the same way pretty fast. And I thought I'd give it a shot. And lo and behold, it worked really well. Um, I was, the timing was right. Loving, caring people were reaching out to me, and I took that and ran with it. And towards the first of the year, I'd lost almost 50 pounds and was kind of on a plateau. And I thought, well, shoot, the CBD oil, I need to give it a try because I've got a lot of rheumatoid arthritis. I've had both knees replaced. I've had some shoulder issues and joint issues, and I'm not a big one on taking pain medicine, so I've always kind of just uh, suffered with it. And gosh, within a couple of weeks, the pain was not just lower, it was gone. And I just couldn't believe that something this simple. And of course, I had to reach out to my daughter and thank her again. She had originally kind of gave me the essential oil that I used in my car and used at home to help me stay healthy and so on. And I thought it was a lot of hocus pocus, and and she was right again. It's so fun to learn from your daughter. Uh, so anyway, I started taking the CBD oil, and gosh, it just made me feel so much better. And I started losing weight again. And I've continued to lose weight from that point on. And I've kind of looked back to retrospect this a little bit because I was a binge eater. I was one of those that when I was at home and being single, I knew there was food in the house, and I just continued to make those paths to the refrigerator and to the cupboards until it was gone. And so I never really felt like I had a nervous eating habit, but I think I did.
And I
And of
think a
course,
lot of people could relate to that. It's really easy to do. You know, a lot of times the place that we hang out is really close to the kitchen. So I
yeah.
totally get that.
Well, and I have friends that we get together. Being we're retired, we can go have breakfast, lunch, and dinner together. And being single, I was lazy. I wasn't cooking meals. I was just a whole lot of things that I can give as an excuse. But gosh, I just I really think that the CBD oil is what made it a success because a lot of times, and I've done my share of weight losses and gains, and the thing that I find used to find with that is I'd either get bored with with what I was eating. Um, I was eating right, but I still wasn't feeling better because I hadn't lost that much weight yet. But all of a sudden, the whole combination just seemed to work and work really well. And gosh, I started being more active and doing more things and kind of replanning my life because now I can get out and do things without losing my breath. I used to go out to Beth's and I couldn't get my breath out there in that beautiful country she lives in. And just so many things that were discouraging that all of a sudden it's just like I've got a whole new life ahead of me. And with that, I've always wanted to own a motorhome and do some traveling. And I bought a motorhome and I'm going to do some traveling. I've been working on it, and the things that I've found when I've been working on it is I can get underneath the car, or underneath the motorhome, I can fit under it, I can work on it, I can get up, get down, all those things that Beth can remember. Think back to our cruise almost 2 years ago now, and the condition I was in then.
Exactly. So that's the thing. I mean, you did some really amazing things. Like your mindset, I think once Jenny and Mona talked to you, your mindset changed. You knew the timing was right for you to make a change. And then they gave you a suggestion, right? They gave you a tool with the low carb, high protein. You know, CBD definitely kicked in and helped with that pain. So then you are more active. And that's the thing. When we're active, we tend to gravitate towards better food too. But yeah, that cruise, I mean, I was worried about you, right? Like I knew you were a good sport about it, but I knew you didn't want to be on that scooter. I mean, granted, that ship was huge. But you didn't want to be on there. You wanted to be up and about with everybody. You wanted to get off the cruise ship and do the ports and all that. And I mean, I was worried. So to see you then, you know, make those really courageous changes and then have something like CBD support you through that is just tremendous. Because I would have never thought that, when you came out here to visit, I didn't think you were going to get to come out again because the elevation, is hard. Was hard on you. Not anymore. Holy cow. Last time you were here, we went to Red Rocks. You were doing the elevator broke down. You were doing stairs. You did the museum, everything. So to see you guys, this is why we're so passionate about this. And if you think this could help somebody, please, please, please share it out because we've seen this make a huge impact on a lot of people. It's not a cure-all, but it is a great tool if you're ready to empower yourself and do something, for yourself as far as your physical and emotional wellness. There are so many things that CBD has done for people that we love. And Dad, you're like the best example ever of just turning your life around. Holy cow. Like I can't keep up with what you're up to now because you're working on your RV and you're out and about. And what impressed me is when you came out here and you're cooking all the good food, things that are nourishing for your body. And so it's definitely a combination of factors, but I feel like CBD just helped you stay on that path and feel good. And oh my gosh, like I seriously, I even see you on camera and I'm like, you look even better than last time I saw you on camera. So how much weight have you lost since you started your journey in November?
Well, in November of last year, the 27th, actually, my ex-wife and my stepdaughter went and shopped for me and got all the food for me, and that was November 27th. And I've lost 100 pounds. It's just amazing. I just can't fathom. And here I am setting another goal for another year of 50 pounds more. I'm in no rush with it. It's just, I'm feeling so good that, I used to think, I used to plan all my meals ahead of time on what I was going to eat and how much, all of that. And now I'm missing meals and forget about it. And I know that's not good, but that's a lot better than it used to be. And my doctors, every time I go see a doctor, they're just, they've seen the before picture and the after picture. They're just astounded with them. And I've got my personal doctor. She has had two other of her patients that have got the same success story going. The word is out, and every one of my doctors is behind me 100%. But because of the silly ways that they can't suggest it, but they can't argue with the fact that it's working really, really well. My blood workups are the best they've ever been. I used to go every 3 months to my heart doctor, and I'm going once a year to them. I've got a pacemaker that's been on track and never skipped a beat since December, and that's when I started this product. And so they see all those
So
things that have happened
awesome.
with it. It's just amazing. And the 100 pounds, it kind of caught me off guard. I got on the scale and I got off the scale and I looked down to make sure I hadn't bumped it, forward or something, and got back on it. And I'm like, yeah, I know there's something about that 100. And of course, that reminds me how heavy I was and how much I was carrying around. I've had a couple people tell me that I've lost half of them.
Oh my gosh.
uh,
So, will you talk about a little bit? So, you mentioned your pacemaker for people that like maybe are watching for the first time. Kind of what, because you had a high blood pressure, right? That you've
yeah,
been on medication for some time.
yeah,
And do you want to share a little bit about
yeah,
kind of where you
yeah.
came from?
Actually, I had sleep apnea really bad, and I actually had to retire early because I couldn't stay awake. And between not being able to stay awake and my heart issues, I had to get off. I had to get off the job because I was asleep at the intersections. It was just too dangerous for me.
Mhm.
And so, they went through a process of trying to figure out what was wrong with my heart. I was in AFib, couldn't get out of AFib. They had done numerous different medicines to try to get my heart back into rhythm because it's really hard on your body, makes you tired all the time when you're in that AFib. And then after they put me on the high test medicine, they would do a cardioversion or where they stop and restart your heart. Kind of a scary thing to think of, but
Mhm.
anyway, they did that actually 6 times altogether, and it just kept going back into a bad rhythm. And so my sleep doctor actually hooked me up with uh, an expert in the area of AFib. His name is Dr. Balin here in Des Moines, and he told me, he says, we've got a procedure. He said, you're going to be dependent on uh, the pacemaker when you come out, but we will get you into regular rhythm if we can't do they did what they called an ablation, and I'd had 4 other ablations which failed also, where they go inside your heart and they just burn spots until they can find the spot that's causing your irregular heartbeat. And each time they did that, all my family's waiting out in the waiting room for 6, 8, 10 hours for it to happen. I felt so sorry for them waiting all that time to see me come out and not actually get back into rhythm. But that last time, I came out and I'm like, whoa, this is how normal people feel. Because I was in rhythm and I've been in rhythm ever since. And I was so blessed to have that sleep doctor hook me up with this guy. And Dr. Balin had actually left the practice there at Mercy Hospital, and he actually teaches my procedure to people all over the world because it's been so successful. So here I am with that timing that was perfect. I had a doctor that redid my knees that was the best in the business, so the timing was great with that. And so I'm this whole new guy that's out there uh, tearing it up.
Awesome. So, so let's talk because some of you that are watching already take CBD. I just had somebody. I just saw, I think Carrie's question. Let me go back and say a couple hellos because we've got people. Let's see. Hi, Deb. Hi, Kathy. I know I saw a question. Carrie. Hi, Carrie and Kathy. So Carrie's asking about amount to start on. So it depends a little bit about what you're taking, what CBD you're taking, and a good rule of thumb is start low and work up slow. But feel free, Carrie, go ahead and message me or Dad, and we can talk a little more about what you're taking and what might be best. But in general, should we talk a little bit about, I don't know, do you want to talk about some keys for getting started, since Carrie asked about that?
Sure. Well, first of all, I do want to mention that I take a blood thinner because of my AFib problem, and you're going to find people out there that also have an AFib problem, or an issue where they have to take blood thinner. I've got a home test kit that Medicare takes care of, and so once a week I check it to see where I'm at. What I kind of, if a person is on a blood thinner, they will know that if they eat a lot of salads or vegetables, that thins the blood to where they don't, they've got to readjust what they're taking to make that to be midpoint where they're supposed to be with their testing. And so I tell people that let their doctor know that they are going to be taking this, just like they would if they were taking over-counter medicine. They have to
vitamins or anything.
Right, right. And I truly feel like this is more of a vitamin than it is a pill or something that is going to fix us. I ask people all the time, because the ones that have tried CBD and they don't feel it doing anything for them. I just ask them, do you feel anything when you take a vitamin? You know it's good for you, so you take it, right? And this is one of those things that we know it's good for you, so go ahead and take it. but
Exactly.
yeah, I started off slow myself with all my aches and pains, and I actually sleep so much better now too. I've been to my sleep doctor to where she's seen the before and after of my weight, and she saw my sleep pattern. And I don't sleep a lot of hours every night. I sleep 6 to 7 hours, but I'm in the REM state 4 to 5 hours, which she said is just unheard of. And of course, she's asking me what I'm doing different, and I'm telling her, and she again says, "Well, keep doing what you're doing." And every one of my doctors has taken the card, and I actually have one doctor that his wife has got fibromyalgia, and she's one of my customers. So
awesome.
Even though the doctors may not be able to suggest it, they sure don't tell you not to take it when it's doing such a good job.
So in case somebody's watching the first time, let's kind of talk about some of the natural properties of CBD. So things like you mentioned, anticoagulant. So that's why someone who's on a blood thinner would want to work with their doctor in particular, in order to make sure that you accommodate that. But antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, you guys, is the huge one. Huge, because I think we're becoming more and more aware all the time. Inflammation is at the root. I think I heard my friend Tammy last night say that 95% of health issues come from inflammation. So we know, autoimmune, cancer, pain, anything and everything comes from inflammation. So anything that we can do to help bring down inflammation is going to benefit us, right? So the calming effect of CBD is huge. Folks, that's probably one of the first things, I don't know about you, Dad, but the first things that people mention to me is how much calmer they feel. It helps them manage their stress, helps them manage how they feel. And therefore, then with sleep, it helps with sleep a lot too. And we know that sleep improves how we feel overall. If we're getting more sleep, if we're getting better quality sleep, like you mentioned, REM and deep sleep, we're going to be able to manage the stressors. We can't eliminate stress from our life, but the way we manage it is really important. Because, and that's one of the things that I've been studying a lot, is stress affects not only our emotional health, but our physical health too. So by having that calming effect, that alone helps so many things. Neuroprotective, CBD is neuroprotective by nature. And so we know that our brain health is really important, especially as we age. So yeah, like you mentioned, the preventative benefits of this is like a daily vitamin is huge. I know
Yeah,
that somebody, while I'm thinking about it, Dad, Carrie mentioned being diabetic. Do you want to talk a little bit about Granddad and
sure.
what he
Uh, I
noticed?
do, I do want to mention that, when you talk about the anti-inflammatory, uh, I have been taking a real high test heart medicine that after insurance takes care of their share of it, it's still $90 a month. And after the first month, I was off that medicine. And, when I was at my heaviest, I was taking 12 pills a day, and I'm taking four a day. And out of that four, one of them is the water pill, one of them is the thyroid pill, one is a heart pill, and one is my blood thinner. So if you look at how much less I'm taking, what it saved me in medication and so on, uh, it's just amazing. And a lot of things that you don't think are happening beyond, and that's going to be beyond your control too. But I forgot. I got to rambling. You
Oh,
asked me a
that's
question.
okay. And so I'll mention one more thing. So again, we're not doctors and we're not here to tell you to go off your medications. I
No,
always want to put
no,
that out there. Work
you
with your
shared this
doctor.
with. Yeah.
And one of the things that we have a CBD education group. Um, and there we have some really great resources. One of them is going to be like how to talk to your doctor about CBD. Some doctors are more knowledgeable than others, honestly. But if you go in with some empowered with some information, like you said, Dad, a lot of doctors are going to be supportive. Some doctors might ask questions or need to look for more information, but it is important that if you're on medications, work with your doctor by all means. But one of the things that people have experienced sometimes is so what CBD does, it feeds these receptors that we have in our bodies and brains, and it helps us maintain homeostasis. Our bodies produce endocannabinoids, but typically we're deficient because of a variety of factors. It might be the foods we eat, our environment, stress, all those things affect our endocannabinoid production. So what we're doing with CBD oil is feeding those receptors. So those receptors are designed to do two things. Basically, they're designed to help calm us, which is why CBD helps us with calming and with sleep, but also it helps with maintaining balance in our bodies. And one of those balances is going to be something like blood sugar and endocrine system. So maybe, yeah, if you want to talk a little bit about Gramps' experience since he got on
Yeah.
CBD.
Both my mom and dad have seen, of course, the change in my health and so on, and I told them today my number that I've lost and so on, and they were just ecstatic with it. And my dad, a few months ago, it was kind of funny. He called me up, and he's been watching things on our Facebook lives and so on, and one day he just called me up and he goes, "Hey," he says, "you know that jungle juice you're taking?" He says, "Me and your mom want to try that stuff." And lo and behold, my mom's got rheumatoid arthritis, quite a bit worse than me. And she's been doing some swimming. She's been doing her own laundry again, which she hasn't done for a long time. Really getting around well, and she actually had a quite a hard fall a while back where she had 16 stitches in her hand. She had, her face hit the pavement where her glasses broke. She was just a mess. But she truly believes that she healed so much quicker with being on CBD oil. And my dad, to start with, he was saying that he didn't see much, but he wasn't taking a whole lot. And he just shared with me today that he's been taking almost twice as much as what he was in the beginning. But he's seeing a lowering of his AC1, and his blood pressures went down also. And I just love the fact that my parents are open-minded enough to try something that they see working for our whole family. My daughter, my grandson, friends around me, and this is so fun. They've kind of hashtagged me as Dr. Feelgood on the internet because that's what I'm out to do. When Beth told me, she said, "Dad, you need to tell your story," and I've told it a few times. And I just love telling it because it's something that once you see somebody else that gives it a try and it works so well for them. I've got a friend of 35 years that I've seen her battle fibromyalgia, and she was so discouraged because she saw all these testimonials coming through, and here she was 2 months into the product and hadn't really seen much with it yet. Well, in fact, she just gave me a haircut. She's been doing my hair all that time, and look what she's done to it. There ain't no hair. But anyway, she just messaged me the day that I had her cut my hair and said that she's off her arthritis medicine, and that's huge for her. She's also one of those that's doing a lot more and going to a chiropractor that can't believe how much uh, she's loosened up as far as all the muscles and so on. I every day there's a new testimonial from somebody we know, that somebody we care about, that's a fun thing to deal with.
Oh my gosh, it is, because what we want for people that we love is, and for everyone, is just to feel good. Everybody deserves to feel good. So, and again, I think she's a good example of it's holistic. It's not somebody just doing one thing, not just CBD, but she's going to the chiropractor and she's taking, better care of herself. And so just knowing that this is a tool, if you're ready to feel better, this is something you can use along with food, along with getting, it'll help you get more active. Um, Mindset is huge. Like I mentioned earlier, I mean, I think, Dad, you were ready to feel better. I think the cruise probably was one of those things that really set in with you, and you wanted something more for yourself. And so, just people knowing that, and here's the thing that I love too, and this actually helped me decide to give it a shot, was there's a 30-day money back guarantee. So try it for a month, see if it's helpful. Now, there are some things, like we talked about earlier, that are important. It's really important to be patient and be consistent and to find your own unique serving size. But that's kind of what we're here for, is to give you some guidance and, what we've seen happen, and just see what this can do for you. It's so much fun to see people feeling better.
Well, thank you for letting me celebrate this day.
Yes, 100 pounds. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
yeah. I was trying to keep it from her until we came online, but she kind of wanted to get her ducks in a row,
I poked a
like
little bit. Like, what are
and
we celebrating?
yeah. But yeah, I'm really happy, and I didn't realize from a lot of close friends how concerned they all were too, and I thank them all for their concern and their support, and I thank my ex-wife every time I see her, and my stepdaughter for getting the ball rolling, and then with Beth with throwing the CBD oil in on top of it, and boy, what a combination! So I still feel like
Mm.
anybody that's thinking about a weight loss, I don't think you need to take this as your weight loss. You just need to use this as a catalyst to help you through some of those hard things that you have to go through when you're changing your diet. But
Exactly.
I'm just
Oh,
yeah.
so happy for you. I'm so proud of you. you guys, if this can help somebody, because again, this isn't just about weight loss. This is just about feeling better and having something, that is plant-based. It's a very pure hemp-derived CBD oil and something that's just helping a lot of people. So we just want to get the word out. If you're taking this, you're experiencing benefits, please make sure you share with the people that you love so that, if they're ready for something to help them feel better, this can be a resource for them. So thank you for watching. I'm going to look really quick and make sure. Hi, Amy. Hi, Jan. Hi, Rhonda. Hi, Chris. Hi, Kyle. So Kyle's asking about drug tests. Really, really good question. So
Yes,
here's the thing. If someone is subject to drug tests, every drug test is different, right? Every company, every whatever is going to test for different things. We carry two different products. We carry a 0 THC, okay, a 0 THC, just specifically for folks who might be drug tested. If you are not drug tested, then we carry a full spectrum. Full spectrum essentially means we use the whole plant. It's still less than 0.3% THC. So it doesn't cause a high. It gives you the healthy benefits, no high. But yes, for anybody that has a potential of being drug tested, we have the 0 THC. Still lots of great benefits. We can share, I'll try to share an image and a link in here in the comments so that you can see. The other thing that I wanted to mention, if you are wanting to learn more, please let us know in the comments or send us a private message. We have that Healthy Living with Hemp CBD and Wellness education group, and that's a great place to find resources and just learn more. Jan saying congratulations, Dad.
I was just going to mention one thing about the 0 THC.
Yeah.
I actually tried it. I've been taking, of course, the full spectrum, but as soon as we got the product, I was going to be, talking to people about it. So I wanted to try it myself. And I didn't really see any difference between the two as far as, not as good or whatever. And we've got quite a few people that order it now and order it every month. So it does work. And again, we don't want anybody to lose their job over, trying something that's going to be good for them. It's discouraging to have to deal with that, but truck drivers, medical people in the medical field,
military,
all of those people, they kind of got their hands tied on being able to just take the 0 THC. But that's the alternative, and we don't want anybody to get in trouble by taking this and losing their job. So
exactly. And so, typically with the full spectrum, it probably wouldn't show up in a drug test, but it might. So if there's any chance of that, we just say 0 THC. And I'm glad that, Dad, you tried it and that you experience benefits with both. So, and I have several customers that take the 0 THC and have had great experience with it. So thank you for mentioning that. That's awesome.
Yep.
I was just going to see. Okay. Yeah. Just a lot of congratulations and hellos. So thank you guys for coming on and hanging out with us. Thank you, Dad, for sharing the good news and for sharing your story tonight. And yes, you guys share this out, ask us questions, ask to be added to Healthy Living with Hemp. We really are just here to help educate people so that that this is an option. It's important.
Well, thank you, Beth, for introducing this to me, and thank you also for we're partnered up in this. We're on a mission.
Yes.
And I tell people we need to wear the black hats and the sunglasses because we're on a mission from God.
Yes, I love it.
But it's a God placed plant that is there for us to take advantage of, and so yeah, thanks for everybody watching. Thanks for coming in to help celebrate this with me, and thank you, Beth.
Yes. Thanks for all the hearts. Have a good night, everybody. See you soon, Dad. Love ya.